From the world of tech to the fate of our planet, let's turn our attention to the COP30, where global leaders are making headlines with bold climate moves this week. COP30 is underway in Brazil, and the climate news this week is too big to ignore. Here's what you need to know. At the top of the headline, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, I do apologize if I butchered your last name. Now, he didn't just mince words, he called the world failure to keep global warming under 1.5 degrees Celsius a moral failure, warning that tipping points are near and catastrophic consequences are coming fast. That means extreme weather, rising seas, and widespread ecological disruption if action isn't immediate. Fossil fuel companies and some governments were squarely in his crosshair. Brazil jumped into the spotlight too, launching the Tropical Forest Forever facility, a multi-million dollar global fund to protect the Amazon and other tropical forests. Already, 53 countries have signed on, pledging billions to preserve crucial ecosystems that help regulate the planet's climate. For context, Norway pledged 3 billion, Indonesia pledged 1 billion, Brazil 1 billion, and France 500 million euros. This is the first long-term fund focused directly on forest survival, and it's a major step towards slowing climate change. Wildfires is another major focus. More than 40 countries agreed to new integrated fire management strategy emphasizing prevention, early detection, indigenous leadership, and sustained funding. The goal? Stop the record-breaking fires that have devastated communities and ecosystems around the world each year. So that is their main focus. Meanwhile, the European Union sets a bold and controversial target, cutting carbon emissions 90% by 2040. This is one of the most aggressive climate pledge ever made. That means everyone has to stop, manufacturing, um, you know, cars that run on gas, and it means that everyone has to switch over to, EVs. It's really bold, but I believe it can happen. As long as we can wrap our minds around that we only have one planet. We don't have other 30 other planets like waiting for us to go on vacation. Can't just be like, you know what, I feel like going to Mars and just hop on a rocket and head there. Not to say it won't happen, but will it happen within the next 2, 3 decades? Highly unlikely. Maybe sometime down the near future, maybe 100 years from now. But yeah, it is definitely one of the most aggressive climate pledges ever made. But hey, I'm here for it. But yes, critics warn, however, that the plan relies too heavily on buying carbon credits from other countries, essentially outsourcing emissions, and that several EU nations questions whether the target is realistically achievable. So, it makes sense. There's some logic there. And Canada is making waves by highlighting Indigenous climate leadership and renewing its commitment to the global methane pledge, aiming for near zero methane emissions from oil and gas. Canada even hosted a full summit day led by First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities. Methane is a super potent greenhouse gas, so cutting it fast is one of the most effective ways to slow global warming over the next decade. So, from moral warnings from the UN to billions pledged for forest protection, wildfire strategies, and methane reduction, COP30 is proving this week what climate action isn't just about talk. It's urgent, it's complex, and it's global. Coming up next, we'll dive into another story shaking up headlines this week.